work-life balance and the fun that these guys have. I almost exclusively only visit events now where there's a fun element tied into it, if I'm being honest. I've done several sit-down sort of conferences where you enter a room, you get a little name tag, you get a bunch of books from the speakers that are at the event, your little lanyard, your breakout sessions, your dinners and all that sort of stuff. And they're good. And they're low price point, compared to retreat stuff. I mean, I paid 15 grand once to do a week's worth of off-roading in Baja with these challenge cars to be around guys like Steve Saleen and Joe Sugarman, who were like world-class copywriters in their time. Because you're off-road and you're ripping around and you're doing dinners in the middle of the desert and they got to facilitate all that. So it costs quite a bit more than a few $1,000, $3,000-$4,000 to go sit in a room with some other guys, which again, they're still good. It's just, I don't see as much enjoyment for me personally. They're a good starting point. It's a good entry point. But I like the more active type of retreats, which is what I tend to lean towards now. So one of the things that I noticed with this core group of guys is that's almost exclusively what, they do is things where they can spend some money, they can get a little bit of an adventure or vacation out of it, at the same time learn and be around other like-minded people. One of the cool things that I discovered by the end of this yachting mastermind, you know what I'll do actually, because some of you probably don't follow me on Instagram, so I'll give you some visuals kind of like along the way. Let me pull it up and I'll kind of run a reel here, or a highlight reel. It probably makes better sense on the trip, so you can get some visuals. That'll probably make better sense. I'm not going to play any of the audio, but as I'm kind of explaining it, it'll make better sense, I think. So we'll throw this up here on the right. So, I mean, if you want to watch this all again later, it's over on my social media, my Instagram, and it's a highlight for Croatia. But getting together with these guys and doing all of these events, especially on a boat, and I say a boat, but the running joke while I was on the boat is, Rich, it's not a boat, it's a super yacht. And in some cases, we would use super MF yacht when we were talking about it. And you're trapped on there. I don't use the word trapped in a way that sort of like tries to make it like a sad moment, because it was anything but sad. But you're trapped on that boat with people for a week. It's not the size of a city where you can go to the other side of the city and avoid people if you don't like them. It's 160 feet, so it's still a good size, and it's got a lot of cabins. But generally speaking, people that go to these events, and I didn't know any of them with the exception of the organizer who invited me, they're really good people. They're really interesting people. They're really successful people. They're seasoned people. Some people came as couples. Some people came as siblings, brothers and sisters, some solo. But it was a really, really interesting blend mix of people. So real quick wind down. We had a guy, the organizer is a real estate sort of investor guy. He labels himself as the richest homeless guy in the world right now. He's also got some podcasts and stuff like that. His name's Jason Hartman. You can go check him out. I want to shout out to him because I think he did a great job organizing this. But I've been on his podcast a couple of years ago, Empowered Investor, I think it's called. But you can go check it out. I was making jokes about the sunsets in Croatia. I was like, yeah, they all suck. But obviously, with tongue in cheek, as a cheeky man that I am. Who else was there? We had a guy that was into buying domains. We had a gal that was into restauranting, who has previously been a pharmacist. A guy who sells tracks, 2-track vehicles. So your Bobcat, your Kubota, stuff like that. Online, young guy too, very young guy. Put that together. Guy that manages Airbnbs. I'm trying to think of all of them so I don't miss anything. Retired couple that was in the pharma industry. I'm missing someone. There was a gal that was excellent with LinkedIn advertising and promotion, and ended up getting hired by a company to do influencer management and marketing. Now we're getting on some of the videos of the boat, as you can see, kind of walking around at nighttime. That's a giant inflatable slide there that you see. And what else am I missing? I'm missing one or two, but I'm going to cover it sort of when I go through all these other points. So, I mean, the first thing is you'll get a lot of fun work-life balance out of events like this. So wake up in the morning, put your feet up, have a coffee, you're watching the sunrise. It was just awesome. You get a good workout on the boat, you take your dues paid, receipt photograph, boat pulls up, you do a little bit of water toy playing, swimming, stuff like that. And in between, you're sitting down doing some mastermind stuff, which you'll see some clips of as well. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pinned down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.